Greetings everyone and welcome back to Inquisitive Thinking. This is part 3 of our ongoing series in which we are talking about quadratic polynomials, different forms of quadratic polynomials and parabolas representing quadratic polynomials and their special points. So if you have not watched part 1 and part 2, make sure to watch them, and before wasting any time, let us start. Now let's first talk about standard form of a quadratic polynomial. We are strictly talking about a single variable quadratic polynomial or univariate quadratic polynomial. Suppose p of x is a quadratic polynomial. So p of x is written as ax square plus bx plus c in its standard form, where a, b and c are real numbers and a is not equal to 0. There are no such restrictions on the values of b and c. Now let us see how does a quadratic polynomial looks in its vertex form. But before that, let's have a small revision about the vertex of a parabola. So you can see you have two parabolas over here. This parabola is representing this equation y equals to 2x square plus 10x plus 10, and this parabola is representing this equation y equals minus x square plus 6x minus 10. You can see in this case the leading coefficient, that is a, is 2, which is greater than 0. That is why this parabola is opening upwards, and in this case leading coefficient is less than 0. That is why the parabola is opening downwards. So the vertex of this parabola is at minus 2.5 comma minus 2.5. Vertex in this case is the lowest point on this parabola. So this point A, which is the vertex of the parabola, is 2.5 units away from y-axis and 2.5 units away from x-axis. Similarly, in this case, the vertex is represented by point B having coordinates 3 comma minus 1. So this point is 1 unit away from x-axis and 3 units away from y-axis, and in this case the vertex is representing the maximum or the highest point of this parabola. Now let us suppose this parabola is representing any quadratic polynomial p of x, and the equation is y equals ax square plus bx plus c. And for future reference, let the coordinates of the vertex be written as h comma k. So the x coordinate of the vertex is h and y coordinate of the vertex is k. You can also see that coordinates of this point also satisfy this equation. What I've done is, in the place of x I've written h, and in the place of y I've written k in this equation. So this point is satisfying k equals a h square plus bh plus c. So we are supposing p of x is our quadratic polynomial, and in the vertex form it is written as a into x minus h whole square plus k. Why it is said to be written in the vertex form? Because in this form h and k are the coordinates of the vertex, and we know that h comma k are the coordinates of the vertex of the parabola representing p of x. A in this case is the leading coefficient, h is the x coordinate of the vertex, which is equal to minus b upon 2a, and k is the y coordinate of vertex, which is equal to minus b square plus 4ac upon 4a. Now you don't need to cram the values of h and k, we are going to derive it right away. So we are going to convert the standard form to the vertex form. P of x written as ax square plus bx plus c is the standard form of this quadratic polynomial. What we are going to do in the next step is I'll take a as the common factor from all these three terms, and then the right hand side becomes like this. And in the next step I'm going to add and subtract the square of half coefficient of x. So coefficient of x is b upon a, half coefficient of x is b upon 2a, and square of half coefficient of x is b upon 2a's whole square. I'm going to add and subtract these values. In the next step I'm going to club first, second and fourth term, and separately third and fifth term. You can see that the right hand side will become like this: x square plus b upon a into x plus b upon 2a's whole square is actually x plus b upon 2a's whole square, and c upon a minus b upon 2a's whole square is this. So if you are able to recall these steps, we are actually using completing the square method. Now I'm going to carry forward this equation on the next slide. In the next step I'm going to open these parentheses, and a is going to be multiplied to both of these terms. So we'll get something like this. And if you compare this with this, you'll see that now we have expressed p of x in its vertex form, where h is equal to minus b upon 2a. Compare this with this, and k is equal to minus b square plus 4ac upon 4a. Now if you want to convert the vertex form back to the standard form, you just have to simplify the right hand side of this equation and you'll get back to ax square plus bx plus c. Now let us understand the vertex form. For that case, I'm going to add some space between all of these components. You can see that I have highlighted 4 components: p of x, a, x minus h whole square, and k. So if we talk about p of x, for a specific value of x, we get a specific value of p of x. If we consider p of x equals to y, then for a specific value of x, we get a specific value of y, which on Cartesian plane will locate the point x comma y. And y coordinate shows the value of polynomial p of x at some x on the Cartesian plane. Talking about a, that is the leading coefficient, a can either be greater than 0, that is positive, or less than 0, that is negative. A cannot be equal to 0. X minus h can be any real number, and its whole square says that it can either be 0 or greater than 0, that is positive. It means that this blue highlighted term is a non-negative number. And k is any real number. There is no such restriction on the value of k. So k can be 0, can be less than 0, or can be greater than 0. Okay, now let us study this vertex form for different values of a. That is, when a is greater than 0 or when a is smaller than 0. So first we are going to talk about the case where a is greater than 0. It means a is positive and the parabola representing this polynomial is opening upwards. That is, the vertex will represent the minimum point or the lowest point on the parabola. So we know that a is positive. Now x minus h whole square can either be 0 or greater than 0. It can never be less than 0. So minimum of p of x is written as positive number into 0 plus k. Why? The only way p of x is minimum is when nothing is being added to k. That is only possible when x minus h whole square is equal to 0. Now suppose if x minus h whole square was not equal to 0, implying that it would be a positive term, then it would say that we are adding some term in k, and that will not be minimum value of p of x. So the only way p of x is minimum is when nothing is being added to k, and that is only when x minus h whole square is equal to 0. This shows that minimum value of p of x is k when x is equal to h. Now let us understand all of these things we have said earlier in the graphical form. P of x is written in the vertex form, and this parabola is representing the same polynomial, a into x minus h whole square plus k. You can see that the vertex in this case is the lowest point on the parabola. So in this case a is greater than 0, that is why the parabola is opening upwards. Minimum value of y is k when x is h. That is, the minimum value has coordinates h comma k, and we also know that the vertex also has coordinates of h comma k. Again, in some other case, a is greater than 0. This parabola is representing some other quadratic polynomial, a into x minus h whole square plus k. H comma k is representing the vertex, is representing the minimum point of this parabola. So it doesn't matter whether k is positive, negative, or even 0. P of x is equal to k will be minimum, because in the earlier case k was somewhere in this region, that was negative, and in this case k is in the second quadrant, which shows the positive value of k. Now let us talk about when a is less than 0, that is when the leading coefficient is negative. So we'll write p of x equals some negative number into x minus h whole square plus k. Again, x minus h whole square can either be 0 or greater than 0. Maximum value of p of x is equal to negative into 0 plus k. The reason is, the only way p of x is maximum when nothing is being subtracted from k, that is when x minus h whole square is equal to 0, because this number is negative number. If this was something positive, then the product would be negative, and adding a negative number to k means that we are subtracting something from k. So the only way p of x is maximum is when nothing is being subtracted from k, and that is when x minus h whole square is equal to 0. So we can say that maximum value of p of x is k when x is equal to h. Now again for the graphical verification, let this parabola represent any quadratic polynomial a into x minus h whole square plus k. This quadratic polynomial is written in this vertex form. You can see we have a highest point on this parabola that is represented by coordinates h comma k, which is actually the vertex. In this case, a is less than 0, that is why the parabola is open and downwards. The maximum value of y is k when x is h, irrespective of the value of k. If this parabola had the highest point in the third quadrant, even then the highest value of the parabola would be equal to k, irrespective of the value of k. Now k can either be positive or negative, or k can also be 0, doesn't matter. K is always going to be, that is minus b square plus 4ac upon 4a is always going to be the maximum value of p of x. Now let us move towards the graphical verification. For that purpose, let us bring back the Cartesian plane. Our first example is p of x equals x square, which is the simplest quadratic polynomial. So in this case, leading coefficient is 1, whereas b and c are equal to 0. So we know the formulas of h and k. H is minus b upon 2a and k is minus b square plus 4ac upon 4a. So after substituting the values of a, b and c in formulas of h and k, we'll have h equals to 0 and k equals to 0. This shows that 0 comma 0 is the vertex of the parabola. Now let us draw the graph and see whether this is correct or not. So you can see that the parabola is intersecting x-axis or touches x-axis at 0 comma 0. That is the origin, and that is in this case the vertex of our given parabola. So with this example, we have graphically verified the values of h and k. In the next example, we are going to see x square plus 8x plus 18. So in this case, I'm going to give the vertex first and then find the values of h and k. So the vertex of this parabola is represented by point B, and the coordinates of point B are minus 4 comma 2. So now let's verify this by calculating the values of h and k. In this case, a is equal to 1, b is equal to 8 and c is equal to 18. After substituting the values of a, b and c, we'll have h equals to minus 4 and k equals to 2. So in this case, we have done the opposite. We have algebraically verified the vertex. For the next example, we'll have quadratic polynomial minus 2x square plus 8x minus 5. So it is quite obvious that the parabola is going to open downwards. And in this case, vertex is at 2 comma 3, which is the highest point of this parabola. So we know that a is equal to minus 2, b is 8 and c is minus 5. After substituting the values of a, b and c in the formulas of h and k, we'll have the value of h equals to 2 and k equals to 3. So the verification in this case is also done algebraically. So guys, this concludes our series. Make sure to watch part 1 and part 2 for the better understanding of this topic. And आप लोगों ने इस point तक इस वीडियो को पूरा देखा है. So for that, I give you a big round of applause. So I want to thank all of you. Share this video with your friends. Subscribe for more content like this. And if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up and might as well write a comment. If you have any doubts, again, you can go to the comment section. Our next series is going to be very interesting. It's going to be on triangles. Most probably I'm going to start this series in the first week of the August. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay inquisitive. I'll meet you in the next one.